I got this 1930s Art Deco piece on Marketplace for free. I had a mate deliver it for me for around $30. Upon delivery, he cracked the top of it. It did not come like this, so he's added more work for me. There is paint on this piece, and there is like dog marks or bites on this piece, and also I do not like the handles, and the unique legs make it very nice. So what I'm going to first get onto is taking out all the drawers, but there's also a chip in one of the drawers as well. I'm definitely going to replace these handles. I don't ever like those Art Deco piece handles, but what I'm now going to do is clean the whole thing down with some water, so it's easier to scrape down or potentially paint strip down if I cannot scrape it down. It comes out to a finer finish when you give it first a clean down with some hot water. I don't know why, but it just does. I guess it gets rid of all the muck when you're not sanding it down. When you're sanding it down, sorry. As soon as I was about to take the back off, I came across some bore holes. Luckily there was none over this piece at the front, so I could just hide it well, and it was not active because I gave it a little shake. But what I'm going to do is just take the back off now. I'm now going to get on to gluing the big crack that my mate did back together. I'm going to use 2 wood blocks so I can kind of keep the piece straight and I just don't go for an eyeball. I'm going to just glue it down and then clamp the top on. And spoiler alert, I used over 5 clamps, not even 5, I used over 6 clamps to get this down, and it was an absolute nightmare putting it together, but at the end we did it, so I'm happy with that. Overall, I used 9 clamps on this piece. 9 clamps, that's mental. It worked out, 9 clamps did the job done. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get all the paint off, and it's very weird. I used this paintbrush, and I thought it was the paintbrush, but it was actually the paint on it. The acetone actually didn't take it off, which was really weird, and I was hoping my acetone wasn't wrecked, but luckily it wasn't. So I'm probably just going to have to scrape that off instead and wire brush it down. paint, I'm now going to apply the whole piece down with paint stripper because I tried scraping it down, it just wouldn't work well. So I'm just going to apply one coat of paint stripper, and hopefully that will be enough to take off some of the varnish on this piece. I'm just going to let that sit for 15 minutes. I'll just never get old of scraping down this paint stripper. It is so satisfying, especially when it works. Look at all that. Look at it go. Look at the grain revealed. It is absolutely beautiful. Before I continue on with the video, only 8% of you guys are subscribed, and I'm trying to reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers so I can get monetized to start making money on these videos. It'd help me out a lot. Appreciate it, thank you very much. I'm going to get back onto the video. I forgot to mention, but I let this sit overnight and it worked very well. It did not wobble when I was trying to wobble it, and yeah, it glued just fine, and it was straight. But what I'm going to get onto now is filling in the crack of one of the top drawers and filling in those dog scratches on the side. So I'm going to use some builder's paste and some red fastening color dye to make this set in around 30 to an hour, around there. I forgot to mention, but I'm also going to fill in all the holes and replace them with new ones. I'm probably going to drill some new ones for all my new handles, but I gotta find some to use first. The new trick I've taught you guys and learned is so satisfying to see those filled in holes. It's just so nice, just makes me so relaxed, I don't know why. But yeah, I'm just going to fill in the dog scratches now and fill in all the other holes just to drill some new ones. So although I did glue it down, I still had some cracks showing in between it because it got some missing small tiny pieces of chipped wood missing, so I'm just going to fill in all those extra holes. And luckily it actually blended in well, so I didn't need to really blend it in with my coloring pens. Then what I'm going to do is chisel this out straight, so make it straight and flat. After that, I'm now going to sand the whole thing down with 120 grit sandpaper just to remove all the final varnishes on this piece, even though most of it's removed. It's just so I can get a smoother finish and a finer finish at the end for a better result. I always do this for every project that I'm going to keep wood grain. I'm going to apply some mineral spirits now to lift up all the other scratches and the varnish maybe, and it looks absolutely beautiful just to give me a taste of what actual oil finish would give me. But yeah, no, this is really cheap, and I had like below 1/4 of a quarter bottle left, and I've used this already on 4 big projects, and it's worked well, worked very well, and this stuff is very cheap. So if you are watching and you're learning on the way, you should purchase this stuff. It is very good to tell if your piece of furniture is worthy of having an oil stain or not. So I'm going to use these kitchen handles I got from my kitchen that I uninstalled. I'm going to pick 2 holes in where the screws go into the handles and just drill those holes in the wood. When I filled in old holes for old handles, I usually just tend to use my wax and use my sandpaper to blend those in. So I'm going to use my wax and put some on the old holes, and then I'm going to sand it in to blend it with the wood. After blending it all in, I'm now going to add all the handles for the final finish. Now I'm going to leave this piece all natural, so what I'm going to do is spray some water. What am I talking about? Spray some furniture oil onto this whole piece, and just look at that gorgeous grain shown. It's absolutely beautiful. I love these old pieces just due to the wood. So I'm just going to apply a furniture oil for the final finish. If you've liked this video, please check out my other 2 videos that I've recently posted. What are your thoughts on the final result? Is it worth your subscribe if you haven't already?